What's up, narrative nerds? We are StoryPressed, the podcast where we generate stories under pressure. Consider us a random generator for prompts, ideas, and an overall conglomeration monstrosity of free-flowing, unfiltered word stitching. We're a subsidiary of Amstrad Press, links down below, and are here to help you create, edit, and publish your works. That's all we know. Let's start the show. Today, the name of the game is Word Salad. We have a random word generator, links in the description, and we have to come up with a story using these 3 words. We're going to go in a random order determined by the roll of a dice, and the first person has 30 seconds to come up with their idea. Then the next, and the next, and so on. You get the picture. We will have a chance, once the person is done, to ask questions about possible plot holes and possibly help them flesh it out if we like it. Any questions? Yes? No? Let's go.
Got no questions.
First order, roll.
What was your name again?
I'm Madison.
I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Sophia.
You're gonna make me do this every time, aren't you?
Well, you have to introduce yourself.
No, we
Why
don't.
don't you just copy and paste the first intro over every single one, and
That's
then
what I
they'll
was
never
thinking.
know. But it'll sound the
If we
exact
have
same every
something
single
that we
time.
want to add, like we're in a
Well, then,
different
yeah, you just
location
add-
today. Like if you
Well, they're
hear
not
the
gonna
air in
know.
the back,
You're just hearing our voices. You don't know if we're in a different. We
you
could
can
be
hear the
in
air.
Spain.
We are in Spain,
aren't.
as a matter of fact.
We're not though. If only.
But they don't know that. They can't sell where we are.
Oh, you're
Oh, I need to show you that video. All right, go for it.
I
I'll
got
show you
myself
later.
an 8, so I have a sneaking
Oh,
suspicion
no.
I'm going to be going first.
Okay, I got an 11.
12.
Okay, so first,
1, 2,
second, and
3.
third, nice little clockwise
Madison,
motion, starting with me.
Sophia.
All right, so
All right, I'm
here we
stressed
go.
out.
So
Let's
I'm
do this.
feeling
stressed out.
stressed. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
So I'm gonna randomly generate 3 nouns. Ready?
Should have written it
On
down.
your mark, get set, go. Crisis, breeze.
Like the wind.
Yeah, like the wind, breeze, and variable.
Like math.
I
Yeah.
mean, variable isn't just
like the-
pertaining to math, but I mean, I guess on your 30 seconds you can go find it. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and I got myself 30 seconds.
So variable, breeze, and crisis. Like, ooh, okay, hang on. It's gonna be. Oh no. Let's see. Breeze. CB. Crisis, breeze, variable. Okay, there's so many ways that you could go. They're like so generic. Crisis, breeze, variable.
And time's up.
Oh no, I don't have anything.
Okay, here we go. Now I've got mine, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, I've got one word for you. Aeronauts. Okay, not astronauts, aeronauts.
what
All
that
I'm
is.
thinking right now is the steampunk, the steampunk pirates, the airship pirates. But this particular group of aeronauts is essentially stationed at all of these different outposts around some kind of steampunk society. They're essentially meant to measure the winds. They're supposed to take in all of these different variables off the breezes. They've got all of these different contraptions. You can see it now, all of the different turbines as they are taking in the wind, trying to figure out, like measuring the breeze, figuring out what kind of weather is to come, what things are going to be good, etc. And so one day, all of their instruments end up taking like a massive turn, and ultimately, they're like, oh shoot, this is really bad. And that's whenever the aeronaut, the steampunk pirates, end up coming in, and they are coming in full force, getting ready to go and attack the town. I imagine this would probably follow one of the little nerdy engineer boys. Like, imagine, like, he's essentially training to be one of these aeronauts, one of the guys who's going to be, like, either fixing up all of the machines, or is actually, you know, going to be, like, one of the pilots who actually flies out to go and investigate what's going on. But ultimately, the main crisis is that the pirates are on the wind, and they are coming for the city, so they've got to find a way to prepare. The end. Any ideas? feel like that's patronizing in a very subtle way. Very, very not so subtle, but kind of subtle.
So they're airships and they fly in the air. I guess they're like crystal based or something, or like kite based.
This would be steam
Like Treasure
based.
Island.
Steam based.
Yeah,
Treasure Planet.
Kind of like a treasure planet
Okay.
kind of thing, where they have different devices.
Oh, so the pirates are coming.
Yeah, the
And-
crisis is that the pirates are coming, and so they have to find a way to either meet them head on. So that's the conflict is, like we're gonna have to fight these guys head on, or they're going to have to find a way to like redirect them by like using the winds against them.
And they don't have their devices. Like you said that their devices went on the fritz.
No, their devices is like it's like like a warm breeze is coming, so we should
Oh,
expect rain. This
okay.
is coming, and then all of a sudden like the wind turns cold. Like whenever there's gonna be a tornado where we are, like the sky gets this like eerie yellow green kind of color.
Yeah.
So basically, they can expect
There's
different things
cold
on
and
different
warm,
winds.
and so as they're looking, they're like, this is a warning. Like this is bad. Like this is a bad omen. And they send somebody out, and it's like, guess who? Pirates.
Ah.
And so then they have to either have a front to go in, face them, or on the flip side, maybe it's like a moving city, so they have to find a way to move the entire city like through the air and read the currents and essentially outrun the pirates so that they don't get the city caught.
I see. The main character should definitely get kidnapped by the pirates. Like whenever they see them initially, they come out of
Are we
nowhere.
thinking about like a nerdy Milo for like
Kinda,
and
yeah.
Warrior Kira from Atlantis?
Yeah, he gets kidnapped for a little bit, and then maybe like someone helps him escape, and then they make it back to their place, and they're like, "We need to prepare," and then they only have like a certain amount of time. Let's move. Why don't we move the island?
That was an option.
You can. Let's take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Well, I had 30 seconds, so yeah,
That's not a
there we
bad
go.
idea. No, it's a good idea. I
Thank
like
you.
it.
All right, now that I'm done, unless anybody else has something to add, your turn. Tag, you're it.
Oh no. Okay, so mine is also kind of like ship based. So basically, the way that this world is set up, it's like a crescent moon.
So like Treasure Planet.
Kinda, yeah, crescent moon. But like basically, there is a very small gap. So all the cities live by the edge of the water. So there's the outside cities, which are usually like the poor districts and stuff, and then on the inside of this crescent moon, there is like the next level up. Basically, that's where most of the trading happens, and like the waters are richer there, and like because they have like that cove-like area, which is huge, but it protects them from like the outward storms, basically. And so where like the space where there is like where you can enter it by ship, like that's how everybody has to get in and out of this crescent if they want to do trade within this area. And there is a lighthouse that is within that area. And like basically all of the ships are like profiled and vetted in a way before it's like a lookout post. And it's like, if trouble's coming, then they'll be able to see it from this, where like the mouth of the cove is. And so main character would be living on this lighthouse type deal, and they'd always
Lighthouse
be like,
character.
yeah,
I really
lighthouse
like a
character.
lighthouse.
Yeah, and so they'll be looking across and like always scanning, and nothing ever happens. It's only ever like merchant ships and stuff. And so whenever like a ship is coming, if it's like, we expect that we're gonna have a big shipment, and you see the ship coming, it's like, okay, yeah, great. There's this breeze that's constantly flowing like in one direction. So like the cove is in the one, and it blows. Like if the mouth of the giant cove is, what would that be? On the east side, the winds always blow east to west. So it's always blowing into the area. And so how they send messages is they have like these little kites. And so it's so far off, they just take the kites and there are air currents that the kites naturally grab onto and follow. And it's how they send messages. They can only send messages out though. But there's like a protection, or there's like a secret that the lighthouse people have to keep. And it's that like one day a year, there's like a big on-sweep. Hang on, what's that? Oh shoot! There's like this giant storm that happens every 7 years or something. And it's like on a 7-year rotation. El Nino?
Girl.
I remember Mr. Lawson talking about it. It's fine.
You were trying to tap into resources that don't exist in my mind.
No, it's fine. I think there's this giant storm that happens like once every 7 years just because of like the barometric pressures, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But that happens in this world where every so often the wind changes directions, only for a day. But
Oh, you're talking about that? No, because I was like, there was that one thing that like this one river, there was like an earthquake, whatever. It shifted the tectonic plates enough to where like the river flowed backwards or something.
no, okay, it's fine. It
My
doesn't.
meteorological experience does not extend to this.
It's fine. It's fine. But the wind changes directions.
Oh,
and so-
there's the El Nino and
Yeah.
the La Nina.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, occurs every 2 to 7 years on average.
Yeah, a giant storm at sea. So that happens, but instead of that, it changes the currents of the air, so they can't send messages out to the mainland. And so that secret gets out somehow because of a betrayal, or like, oh, I fell in love with this person and I let it slip. That XYZ. I used to be the
Exposed all our
lighthouse keeper.
secrets.
Yeah. So, but then some pirate people take that opportunity to attack,
Invade.
and then they have no
Of course
way
they do.
of letting. It's like they go to let the kite go, and it's like, oh no, it was tonight. Like they must have known. So then it's a conspiracy, and they can't let anybody know. So and then they attack the mainland, and then they'll have to like go in and do something from there. That's
Solved the problem.
yeah, basically.
Okay. Well,
I didn't hear some of our keywords in there, but you know, it's very.
she used breeze and crisis variable maybe.
Oh, variable. It was.
That would be my only
I
criticism.
mean, no, it was,
I like the
it was
idea.
the change of the breeze. That was the variable that changed in like the
Oh, you're
steady
thinking
equation.
of a single variable. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
thinking of
technically
variable.
the word was a variable. It only had to be
Yeah,
one.
Only had to be one. Okay, no. I redact my
I'm
previous
just-
criticism.
Redact.
I always make sure to highlight my words whenever I'm using them to make sure
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
staying.
because
Yeah, no, I like it.
So basically mine, I don't really know what kind of like world, I didn't get that in depth into it. Like it could really kind of be any kind of world, but it's basically like, actually it reminded me of the movie Geostorm, where like the world came together and created like an outer shell to protect the world from, because they had ruined the earth so much that they needed, that the storms were, that the earth was creating was killing a lot of people. So they created this shell around the earth to like help prevent the storms. The storms would start up and basically this thing that was floating around the earth would shoot down like a anti-storm basically. They would prevent the storm from happening.
Counters.
So I'm feeling like a world basically where like the earth is basically like in a way revolting against the people treating it like shit.
This is an environmentally friendly story.
I mean, you can see it that way, I guess. But once, like, every generation, there's, like, a person that, like, comes along that knows how to help prevent natural disasters that would potentially wipe out, you know, generations of people, cities, and, you know, whatever. And so, the crisis is basically the world is trying to annihilate all living people in the world. And, this person naturally is like in tune with the earth, and is able to use like different elements of the earth, which is what I'm using as the variables that he's using to solve these problems.
Like an earthbender.
Like a not like an earthbender, but like literally knows how to take knows how to like read the earth and like oh, if it's like, oh, this is about to happen here, if we do XYZ in this area, like, I don't know, like, decrease this or increase that. I couldn't get too into it because it would kind of sent me on like a spiral, a downward spiral of just craziness. We use these different variables to like prevent this from happening. Then we can like in a way tame the earth. But this person, this newest genius person, comes through and is like, well, I know how to fix this problem completely. Like I know how to fix the actual problem. And technically, it would like come out later on that like all the people before knew how to fix the problem, but you had to get to a certain point. Like they knew that they had to get to a certain point in the world where like people were treating the earth properly, that in order for them to finally fix this problem permanently, they had to get to a point where people were actually like being one. I don't know how to like, it's kind of very vague and stuff, and so I'm not making a lot of sense.
That's fine.
No.
But yeah, basically they're able to use different variables of so eventually this person will come along, and I guess if there were other books, it could be like previous generations or whatever, but this generation, they're like, I know how to solve this problem completely, and by using different variables of stuff. And
Like,
I'm gonna solve the problems, and it's a
solve the
breeze.
problem.
like maybe they
It's a
have
breeze.
a knack for seeing like the Earth's pressure points. And it's
Yeah, like that's what I was feeling. I was like, they're like they literally can just like go somewhere. Like I don't know. Like it reminded me of Shannara Chronicles, where there's this one warlock who, whenever he is like on the verge of death, he can like teleport himself to like a home base, and like basically like it's like a sanctuary for him where he can like recuperate and like reattune to his magic and like re-imbue himself with like energy and stuff. So like I was thinking they have like a secret place where like they can go and be like, and basically they only come out when like there's a problem that's about to happen, and they come out and they solve the problem and they go back, and basically they just sit and they just like read the earth. For all we know, they're like actually just a bunch of super geniuses with a bunch of super high tech type technology. So like it couldn't even be like magically in a way. It could literally just be like, I actually have a secret layer where there's a bunch of super cool technology and just
I'm
reads
basically
the
Batman.
I'm basically fucking Batman. I just didn't need to go to college for it.
So like
Like,
more
yeah.
sci-fi rather than fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my
Yeah.
mind, I would almost think that these people would be very sensitive to barometric pressure changes because
Yeah,
whenever
just-
a storm is
like
coming, like you
storm,
sense
yeah.
something in the air, so it's like I would imagine that these people, maybe their aptitude is tested from a very young age, and they're sent to this lab to study
Yeah.
the Earth, and it just so happens that these particular individuals, maybe it's a team.
Because yeah, it doesn't
of
have to be
people,
like just one. Like there could be several,
like
and they
an entire
basically work
team
together.
of like different
like,
people
yeah.
around the Earth know how to study the different pressure points, and so they are sensitive
Yeah.
to the barometric pressure changes, and so this person who's come, like,
And like
they're
basically the person that trains them from the
extremely
previous
sensitive.
generation, like it goes all the way back to where like they're like, no, we have to make sure they don't find out that we can actually solve the actual problem, because we have to fix the Earth before we solve the problem. And so it gets to the point where like they're like, the Earth is now fixed, and now we can
Enough, kind of.
that we can like solve the problem basically.
I like that.
And so
Like a
this would
dream
be like
team.
the last generation. The first book would be like the last generation, and like the next book could be like the very first time it happened.
I like
Because I'm always thinking of like, oh, how many books can I get out of it?
Definitely hold out for that sequel.
So yeah, there we go.
I like that.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, that would be my only comment. Is maybe their aptitude is tested for barometric pressure
Yeah.
changes.
Because I didn't want it to be like the last Avatar. Like, you know, like I didn't want it to be like they know that's like there's different nations or something. It's like
So they would
Yeah,
know,
I'm
like,
like,
oh, if we
eh.
trigger a volcano over here, then it's going to
Yeah.
like make the rain happen over here, which is going to prevent the tsunami from over here. Like, so these massive chain
Oh.
reactions.
It's just a chain reaction. It's like the butterfly
Yeah.
effect. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And they have to find the initial, which could be something as simple as.
so
like
they have to
a-
basically they know where like that like they know where this is going to happen that's going to cause this like you know world-ending problem over here. So then they cause this to happen so that it intercepts and they like cancel out each
Oh,
other.
I love that.
This has got to be a bunch of big brain barometric pressure
Big brain
Big
people.
brain
Are, big
barometric-
brain people.
Big,
Big brain people.
babies.
But yeah.
Sweet.
Right.
Well, there we go.
I dig it.
Got a couple of similar ones. You always throw in the curveball.
I don't
You
want to
always-
be the same.
No, you just managed, just out of coinky dink, it
Yeah.
happens
Just how
that
your
you
brain
are,
works.
the oddball out of it. We have too many references, Kinsey.
I know. We really should
I mean,
stop
you all
talking
like
to each
literally
other.
just live
I mean,
24/7
yeah.
together. So I mean,
Yeah, and work together and stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine.
we have different life experiences, so I think differently.
Oh, I guess that is all from us. Now, if you'd be interested in reading one of these short stories about one of these topics, definitely vote for it down below. Or if you want all of it, let us know. We'll write it. Or maybe I will. We'll see how much I
Short
can convince
form
everyone.
stories.
Yeah, of stories. Maybe not the whole novel, but
Maybe
like
not all
maybe a
3
chapter
novels.
and see how everybody likes it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like I said, let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for more tales, story pressed out for print.
That's a wrap.
I don't know what to say at the end.